Oh, shoot. Oh, yo. Hey, y'all. Tune it on in now. Hello, people. Hello, people. Yes, I am home on a Monday. I have on my bonnet. I do sleep in a bonnet. Even though I have locks, you still are supposed to protect your hair. So I do sleep in a bonnet. I am home on a Monday. It's not a vacation day. It's just what I call living life by design instead of default. I know many people are at work right now. And you know, you have to work and make ends meet. I'm not saying that at all. But I think about, 8 years ago when I left corporate America, I think about my former life and how things used to be. And the only way I could have been home in the bed on a Monday would have been if I'd have taken a vacation day. That's why I thought about I've been laying in bed all day, relaxing. I really have. I said, living life by design instead of default. Many of us live our life by default. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Felicia. Many of us live our life by default. We just kind of fall into things. We're not living as strategic. And we're actually not living the life that we truly want to live. And I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. He was going through a lot. And I was saying to him, at some point we have to live our life strategically. Nobody is responsible for your happiness or your peace. And if the life you're living right now is not the life you want to live, what we have to do is accept the responsibility that we designed it. If the life you're living right now is not how you want to live, if the life you're living right now is how you want to live, accept responsibility that we designed it. The only people who really take full accountability for their lives are the successful people. And I don't mean money as success. I mean peace is success. When you're at peace, now you're officially successful. The only people who take responsibility that they designed their life are the successful people. And I had to think about myself. I consider myself successful because I consider myself at peace. Peace was always the prize for me. And now here I am, a black, single, female. It's Monday. All my businesses are working right now. Everything is going on. The car rental, hey pastor, the car rentals, the cleaning, the Airbnbs, the salon. Everything is going on right now. But I'm in bed. I was actually watching Fred Sanford. I've been in bed all day and I'm not sick. It's just that I'm actually able, and I'm at a point in my life where I am not hustling and bustling. I'm living it by my own design. And today my design said relax. Part of me felt like I should be doing something. The old person, the old kitty, the old mindset felt like I need to get up and do something. Like I almost felt guilty for not having to, for not having to actually get up and do anything. Yes, there's things I could do. Like I could go and work on my website. I could I'm taking a stock class, an online stock course. Well, it's actually a mentorship, which is a series of videos. So I could go and take one of those sessions. I could study the 48 laws of power, because I am actually studying the 48 laws of power. Not only did I listen to the book, what I do is I actually sit down and write out each one and listen to the book and stop it and write notes on each law. So I could do that. I listen to Myron Golden all the time, and what I'll do is while I'm sitting there, I'll be working on my laptop and I'll be listening to Myron Golden and I'll be taking notes from him. But let's get back to what I was saying. I'm living my life by my design. Do you realize I don't have to take notes on the 48 laws of power? I choose to do it because I know that it enhances me. It helps me grow. It helps me live strategically. It helps me with my interactions with people to know what's best for me. It helps me with my mentorships that I have. I'm a mentor. It helps me with my speaking engagements. So it's not like a college course where I have to take it because I paid for it and I'm trying to get this certain degree. No, I realize how important those things are. And the most important courses and mentorships that you will take are not required. They're all optional. Like God gives us the option to choose. The most important thing you can do is to do something that's not required, but it's best. So I could do it, all of that right now. But you know what? I chose to just relax for a while and say, girl, and talk and tell God, thank you for allowing me the forethought years ago to say I need to live my life strategically. I need to design my life. And with that forethought some years ago, it's paying off now that I am able to sit in my bed while I'm making money at the same time. I don't have to go out and all the time for it. But it's that living strategically. Not that things are perfect, because nothing ever will be perfect until we die and go to heaven. But it's living strategically that allowed me to live my life by design instead of default. And I'm thanking God that look where we are, black women. We have a black woman running for president. We are so smart, so resilient. We have a black woman running for president. On the opposite end, I think about, we have sexy red. Black women, we are at the freaking top and we are at the bottom. We have a black woman who's already has the second highest job in the world because she's the vice president of the United States. Now she's going for the highest job in the world. And we have rappers that degrade us. We are totally on total opposite ends of the spectrum in our representation. And I pray that we go out and we vote for this lady, not just because she's a black woman, but because she's actually smart enough and capable of doing the job. It's not the fact that she's just a black woman. It's the fact that she's actually smart enough and capable enough of doing the job. And every company knows when you have a VP, the VP is the one that is best for go for president. So what I've been thanking God for today is that He gave me the wisdom some years ago to say, girl, you need to live your life strategically. And with that strategic living, here comes today. I'm able to sit home while the multitudes had to go to work or clock in. I'm able to watch Fred Sanford. I'm able to run my businesses from my phone. I am able to be in peace. I'm at peace. I'm actually freaking happy. Y'all get what I'm saying? Hey Lisa, hey Kenneth. I'm actually happy. Many black women will never experience true happiness. And their momentary happiness is always attached to something else. So today what I said is, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and relax. And I'm going to take it all in. I'm not going to get up and do something. Because the nature of the beast is to get up and do something. I'm going to sit here, relax, and I'm going to take it all in. And I'm going to allow myself to feel God's glory that He has bestowed on my life. I'm able to sit here with my granddaughter, who's doing so great. She's in camp up the street. My daughters, who live their own lives. Nobody's asking me for money. Nobody's asking to move in. They're not pulling on me. They're not on drugs. They're not out in them streets. They're doing very well. So I don't have a stress of kids who just can't get it. My family is doing all right. That piece right there is so priceless. But that came from strategic living. We can't just get on the hamster wheel and hope that things happen. We have to strategically live our life if you want to be at that place of peace. And I said, God, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to soak it all in. I'm thanking you. I'm feeling it. Part of me wanted to get up and drive down Heckscher Drive and stop at this little restaurant that I like to go to. And the other part said it's hot out there. And, I don't know if I feel like getting up. But I can if I wanted to. I could literally get in my car, ride down the coastline, stop at a restaurant, eat at that restaurant on the Intercoastal, enjoy myself. I'll be 53 or September, October, November, and August, September, October, in 3 months. And it's like the light bulb is finally hitting me and coming on. The light bulb is finally like, bam! Even when it comes to men, light bulbs are finally hitting me. And I love my life. I tell God, thank you. I do not disrespect where I am. I did an interview with comedian A-Train Thursday. One thing that A-Train said that sticks out to me, and I actually wrote it down on my dry erase board with all my quotes. He said, I am passionate about my now. I said, A-Train, I'm keeping that. He said that he's passionate about his now. And I've learned that I am so passionate about my now. I'm not running looking for tomorrow. I'll be happy tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I learned to live in my moment. Like yesterday, a friend of mine, She invited me over for a get together. And we just played, listened to music, and played games with red cups and stuff. And I enjoyed the moment. I let myself just enjoy. I had my phone in my pocket. I wasn't recording. I wasn't going live. I was just enjoying it. Got up, danced with this guy, talked to a lot of people. Just enjoyed the moment. I'm truly passionate about my now. Hey Tanya, hey Lamisha. Passionate about my now. And I want us to be more passionate about our now. Like right now, the reason I went live is because I was like, you know what? A lot of people don't live like this. And many of them never will. And a lot of it is just financial. Our finances keep us from living the life we want to live. That's why I came up with an open Rising CEO Academy mentorship. It's because many people will stop me and ask me all kind of little questions about business and about my life and different things. And I know that what I have will help many. I know that my knowledge, my wisdom, my group of people that I associate with, I know that what we have to offer will help many. Many are simply just not living the life that they want to live. I'm sorry, I'm trying to push this thing up. That they want to live, and it's all financial. It's all financial. Many have dreams of opening that business, dreams of being able to just be at peace, and they can't because it's all financial. Our finances keep us from a lot. Our finances keep us from going to the dentist. Our finances keep us from going to the gym. We'll be like trying to work so much overtime just to make ends meet, to the point where we can't even take care of our physical self. Now we're overworked and overstressed and out of shape, and we die early when people in our family need us, all because of our finances being broke. We'll die of heart attacks. We'll die from diseases like high blood pressure and diabetes. And it all relates back to our finances. Hey, Nay. Hey, Lisa. That's facts. Most of our problems relate back to our finances. Think about this. I look at it like this. My dad died right before he turned 51. A month before he turned 51. Most men don't get wise until their late 40s and on. So with my dad passing at 50, his wisdom was just hitting. That means the wisdom that he needed to give to my brother will never get. All because of finances, which led to not taking care of himself. Not living our life strategically. Yes, I'm happy that I'm here, but at the end of the day, all his health issues related back to finances. His finances made him stressed and overworked, and then a lot of times what he would do is he would drink too much and smoke too much to cope, as a coping mechanism, which led to him having heart disease. Well, he really died of cancer. Led to the cancer. But he had a bad heart also. At 50, my dad had a bad heart and died of cancer. I'll be 50 in 3 months. All relating back to finances. Overworked, overstressed, self-medicating. So he died right when he was getting wise. And now his wisdom, he's not able to pass on. Now his presence is not here. So when I talk about things like Rising CEO Academy, it's just not about business. It's to help our community get their finances right so we can have our health right, so we can live longer to see our grandkids and help raise people and pass on our wisdom. Because the person I was at 28 is not the person I am at 48. I have 20 more years worth of wisdom. So imagine if I keep moving in the direction that I'm going. Businesses, constantly learning. Like I said, I could be studying the 48 laws of power. Reading books. Imagine at 68 how much wisdom I have. So for me to die early would be a disservice to my entire family and to my entire community. When you look at that thing like that, it makes being financially free and able to do things that much more important. That much more important. Like right now, my dad would be, dad would be 73. He'll be turning 73 in December. But he died at 50. Right now, he would have had 23 more years worth of wisdom to pass on to us. And I'm going to tell you something my uncle told me Saturday, and it made my heart smile. It made me feel so good, because my dad, he had businesses, but he didn't really have the help, and it's 4 of us. My mom and daddy were married for 30 years. My dad died when I was 28. They were married 2 years before I was born, and I'm the oldest. My uncle said, you know what? He said, y'all get all of this from your dad, except y'all able to follow through on it. My daddy couldn't follow through on all of his businesses because he was running them by himself. And he didn't really have... My mom, she worked at the same job for 32 years before she actually retired. But my mom didn't have that spirit of entrepreneurship. She needed safe money, which I understand. She needed safe money because it's 4 of us. She got 4 kids. So she needed him to have a job that was going to guarantee to pay to feed the mouths in his family. My dad actually had a lawn service. If I was then who I am now, I would so encourage my daddy to have kept that lawn service. But my uncle came and he said, and we were just sitting there. I was doing some notary for my uncle, or a form he needed, and he said, "Y'all do." And my uncle is my mom's brother, not my dad's brother. He said, "Y'all doing just like your daddy." He said, "Except y'all following through." And I said, thank you. It made me feel so good that my dad, who's now been gone like 22 years, my uncle remember how my dad was. And he could see my dad's spirit in us. And that's why he said that we have that spirit of entrepreneurship. It's in my DNA, but I didn't know it. It took something to bring it out. But imagine... when I first started my cleaning business, if my dad was alive, how much encouragement he would have gave me. Because I started my business first. Kitty's Custom Cleaning was the first business. I left my job and pursued it full time. My brother, Kitty's Custom Cuts, he was doing his in the afternoon. He eventually left his job and pursued it full time. So Kitty's Custom Cleaning was number 1. Kitty Custom Cut was number 2. Imagine if my dad, who had his own business, because my dad could cut grass and my dad is a great handyman. He always fixed stuff. Imagine him who had that in him but couldn't do it, couldn't keep it up, starting to see his children doing it. Imagine the encouragement, the advice he could have gave us if he was only healthy and alive. So we had to dig in and get it, but imagine what he would have said. So with that being said, that's why I do what I do, because I realized that the advice that I could have gotten from my dad is my obligation to give it to my daughters. It's my obligation to give it to my granddaughters. It's my obligation to give it to the community. So Rising CEO, I want you all to click I'm going to put the link in the comments. I don't know if I can comment right now. Let me see if I can reply to somebody. I'm going to reply to... I can always reply. Who said something? I'm going to reply to some Lisa Denard that says facts. Look at Lisa's comment, and I'm going to put the link in there for Rising CEO Academy. What I have and what my guest speakers are going to have can change lives. So don't look at this Rising CEO Academy as a game. No, I know what I have can change the lives of many. Whether you join or you don't join, doesn't matter to me. I'm still be functioning. But I know that it can help people. So it's my obligation to put it out there. Why would I not want to help people? I want to. So that's why I'm showing people, Rising CEO, I'm showing people a black, single female. I don't have a husband. I don't have no mysterious checks coming in the mail. Who's sitting home in my little apartment. I love my little apartment. In my apartment on a Monday afternoon at 12:22. But the money is still being made. If I can do it, everyone can do it. It's just finding the tools and finding a mentorship to help you get there. So if and y'all see me, you can touch me. You know I own several businesses. You know it started out with one business. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I just was determined to do it. Because I was sick of working at the bank, sick of clocking in, sick of somebody telling me when I can be off, when I can't be off, what time I got to be there, what time I got to get off, and if I need to work overtime, it's mandatory overtime. They took the word mandatory out and they started making it highly suggested. I got tired of somebody else running my damn life. It was time for me to run my own life. What that meant was I did have to change some of my expenses. I don't go get my nails done because I had to change my expenses. It's a lot of stuff I had to change to make it happen. But this right here, this piece, when I say living your life by design instead of default, it's worth every single sacrifice I've ever made. Every single sacrifice I have ever made is worth it. Right now, at this point, right here. Now I don't even look at them as sacrifices. I look at them as tests. God saying, what are you willing to do to get to the goal? What am I willing to do to get to the goal? And you have to ask yourself that. First of all, you have to ask yourself, what's my goal? So ask yourself, what's my goal? Then ask yourself, what am I willing to do to get to the goal? So I don't want to call it sacrificing. Sacrificing sounds harsh. I want to know, what are you willing to do to get to your goal? Number one, you have to start out with a goal and then work your way backwards. Make a goal. Then work your way to whatever it takes to make that goal. Many times, we're not that strong. We don't even want to be that strong. We'll just take the life of mediocrity. No, I won't say mediocrity. We'll just take the life that we think God just handed us. Like, okay, I got to live like this. Those other people, they get to live the life they want. But maybe God gave my God different than they God, and if they get to live like that, maybe we have different gods. So my God he ain't that mighty. So I can never live the life that I really just want to live. You get what I'm saying? So we look at it like that. Some people do. But then I look at it like this. My God is mighty. My God is everything. And he's not going to just put it out there on a platter. What he's going to do is make me take a series of steps to get to it. Because those steps, with those steps comes lessons. With those steps comes, I have to educate myself. With those steps come, I have to become stronger. Because he knows that when it comes to doing the thing, it's going to take a whole different you. The me I was in 2014 when I started could not do this. First of all, she didn't even know it existed. And then she wasn't strong enough. She didn't build this up. I'm glad the me that I was when I started this business didn't know what it took, because she probably would have been too scared to do it. So it was her ignorance that allowed her to pursue it. And I'm speaking of myself in the third person, but what I'm saying is the me in 2014 that decided to start cleaning houses was ignorant of what it took to be an entrepreneur. But it was her ignorance that allowed her to be successful, because she didn't know to be fearful. Like a child. You know how a child just jump off the bed and you like, hey! But they jump off the bed because they haven't developed fear. She said, I love that hustle spirit in you. Girl, we got it. It's the goal. It's the goal. It's the goal. It's the goal. That's why I keep saying, what is the goal? I put a post out there today. I said, write down what you're going to do for this week. What I want people to start doing is writing down, what are my goals? You'll be surprised at 90% of the adults in our community don't even know what their goals are. And then they'll laugh at the fact that they don't know. Child, I don't even know. You don't even know what your goals are. How are you working towards something you don't know what your goals are? And then laugh at the fact you don't damn it know. Ask yourself, what are my goals? What am I trying to achieve? You poured into me the other day and I didn't even realize I was holding a glass. God bring people into your life for a reason. Everybody. The good and the bad. And then remember, some people are just seasons. It's hard to think that you're going to live your life in one season forever. And often that's what we do. Y'all, I'm pulling up because my hair. I truly had on my bonnet. I decided to take it off, but I sleeps in a bonnet, okay? Protecting these locks. And you see how long this bonnet is? I sleep in a long bonnet. I don't have a little short one. It's got to hold my locks. But anyway, we think that our life we'll think that we'll repeat the same season over and over and over. And the only people who repeat the same seasons are people who don't grow. They don't change. And if you see somebody who's constantly repeating the same season, don't take them under your wing. Don't do all that super hanging out with them, because you are the sum total of the 5 people you hang around. And if their season is always the same job, same car, same house, same food, go to work, come home, do nothing, no hobbies, that ain't the one you want to be around. Because then they'll make you feel guilty, or try to make you feel guilty for wanting more for yourself, for wanting change. All you see them, they got the same bullshit all the time. How many men I can talk to, how many women I can talk to, who I can get some money from, who this. You don't want them around. Don't put them. Get them out your circle. The more successful you become, and remember I said success is a state. It's not money. Success is a state of mind. The more successful you become, the smaller your circle will get. And you take that thing to God and you make peace with it. Unless you really don't want to be successful. Don't make peace with it and keep fighting for the old and stay there. You'll find yourself always weary and not being happy. Lisa says, step out of the box. Exactly. Stretch. Lisa, stay in a, state of mind, confidence. And Confidence is something we have to build. I wasn't always confident. Still not always confident. I just learned to work through my fear. I just learned to be nervous and keep on going. That's one part about being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is the biggest self-development project you'll ever have. And that's why many don't succeed. Because you have to be willing to self-develop. That's why many, again, repeat this, and I want you to write this down. Entrepreneurship is the biggest self-development project you will ever have, and that's why many do not succeed. Because they're not willing to self-develop. Remember this, what I just said, Nicole, whoever on here. Entrepreneurship is the biggest self-development program you'll ever have, and many will not succeed because they will not self-develop. They will not do what it takes to self-develop. They don't really want to self-develop, because when you self-develop, you have to accept that your old ways aren't going to go work. You have to accept that there's things about you need to change. I still have stuff I struggle with. I still have things I struggle with because I'm self-developing. It takes so much to become that person that is easier. It would be easier for me to just go get a job as an underwriter, clock in and clock out. But then I would hate it. So doing what's easy is not what's best. What's best is if you find that it's hard, that's what you need to be doing. If you find that something is difficult, that's what you need to be doing. The easy road don't get you nowhere. When you see people who always just gonna take the easy road, they ain't the one you want to hang around. Get them out your circle. It's not gonna get you nowhere. I ain't say you can't speak to them. I said, but don't make them your main ace boo coons. Self-develop, motivation, yes. We have to be willing to self-develop. With that, you have a lot of grown people don't want to read a book. Why would they sit there and study the 48 Laws of Power? Why would they sit there and listen to Myron Golden on YouTube and actually take notes? And y'all, I'm finna show y'all. I'm not just talking shit. Hold on. Let me get my book. Is it this? No. Hold on. Books. Hold on. I'm coming back. I'm right here. I'm not just talking. I walk my talk. You see this? I'll show you. I literally sit, so y'all can see, and I write, and I take notes on my stuff. I'll sit and I'll listen to a podcast, and I'll be taking notes. This is not for a class. This is not so I can get an A. This is so I can get an A in life. None of this is for, okay, I'm taking this psychology class and I need these notes so I can make an A because these people told me this is what I got to do to get this degree. No, this is for me to self-develop. Even if you have a degree, and that was the last time you took a class, that's the last time you read a book, you're behind. Self-development is a process. So I'm not playing. I'm actually going through pages of a notebook. Look, now I'm going front and back. But I think up here I was going just fronts, and I was like, dang, I'm like right here I was just doing fronts of pages, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm using too much paper. So now I start going front and back. Front and back. I wasn't going back right there. I should have. Front and back. So what I'm saying is I'm not playing with you. I'm telling you what I do. This is not a game. This is life. The more notes and the more information I take in, that's that much I can make my grandbaby. I can give my grandbaby a head start over a whole bunch of these little kids. And you know why? because their parents not giving it to them, and their grandmama and them don't know. So if I know and my daughters know, what you think my grandbaby gonna know? She got so much jump over people and she don't even know it. Imagine having a mother and a father that didn't read anything, that didn't do self-development work. Now imagine having a mother and a father and a grandmother who read, who do self-development work. So imagine the conversations that each family has with the child. These conversations that the child have with a family member that actually self-develop, and these conversations that a child has with family members and the family members don't self-develop, this child can run circles around this child, and these children don't even know it. Setting them up for success. Yes, it's our obligation. So the more I learn, the more I try, the more I do what I got to do. That's me giving my grandbaby the jump on a whole bunch of these little kids. Their parents don't know about you can go out there and you can make money. They don't. My grandbaby wrote on my dry erase board. Y'all, I'm gonna show you my dry erase board. But this is our conversation. I didn't even know she did it. She was sitting over there playing. She wrote on there, be positive. She saw, and I'm gonna show y'all. Let y'all show. I ain't playing. She saw. Oh, sorry. I almost showed y'all my ass. She was reading what I wrote. She was reading this stuff. So she wrote her own little thing. Turn this on so y'all can see it. Hold on. Up. I forgot. I had this little thing on. Let me turn on my light. The ring light. She was reading the stuff that I write. And so she wrote down, be positive. You see the stuff that I write? I'm not playing. I actually cleared out some stuff so I can make a whole nother space to write things. Like this here. I will not give energy to the undesired outcomes. You see all this different stuff I write? Like I got that from A-Train right here. Why not me? Why not me? I believe in my ability to figure it out. Never say how hard something is before you start. The value is in the problem you solve, not the things that you do. Wealth hides behind service. Just the stuff. So she was writing. She was reading. So imagine an 8-year-old who walks in the door. Number one, she sees her granny has a dry erase board. I know most people don't have a dry erase board just sitting in their house with stuff on it, with the businesses. She sees all of this. She sees my goals. She sees all this stuff. So you got to think about it. I already gave her a jump just by having this dry erase board. I already gave her a jump on everybody because most people don't have it. Most people they don't know where they going. So they damn sure ain't gonna have no dry erase board. So imagine an 8-year-old walking in the door. She come over here all the time. Walk right past here. So she's standing here and she's reading. And then she wrote down, be positive, exclamation point. Because she's reading all these positive affirmations. Imagine a parent who don't do that. So imagine if my grandbaby, 8 years old, walking in, every time she come in granny's house, she see all of these positive affirmations. She stood there and read them. Her brain is more than mine. She can take more in than I can. So you know, at some point, she has to think about what was said, what she read. And so she added her own, be positive. Now imagine the ones who don't do it, who ain't never seen it. Think about that. Imagine the ones who never saw it versus the one who did see it. So now she knows a dry erase board in somebody's house is normal. Writing down your to-dos, your follow-ups, what you're going to do on your website, writing down your goals, keeping up with stuff is normal for her. Just in that, imagine. That's why I say the conversations are different. So imagine every time you walk in, you see all of that positive affirmation stuff at her granny house. She done sat there and she done read it. Her mind is a sponge. So if she sat there and she read it, she knows it. She's used to. That's why she just wrote, just because she used to reading that positive stuff, she added, be positive. So imagine the child who family members don't do that. Who family members don't have positive affirmations written down. Who family members don't teach them about, hey, whatever you can do, whatever you do for somebody else, you can do for yourself. So if you can go over there and you can make them money, you can make yourself some money. Now you're truly self-sufficient. So imagine the ones who don't. Imagine the conversations that my grandbaby is around, that just between me and her mom. Her mom has her own salon. Her mom has a college degree from Florida A&M University and her own hair salon. The hair salon is only for children. It's catered to little girls. That's it. In her hair salon, she's found her niche. She doesn't have anybody else in there. It's catered for little children. So there's a dollhouse in there. There's a kitchen set in there. There's a Barbie tent in there. It's only for little kids. So now she sees her mom with her own business. She hears the conversations between me and her mom about the businesses and about how you do your LLCs and dealing with, my daughter calls them helicopter customers. Like with my daughter, her salon is in a secured building. I mean, it's like a concierge at the desk and you have to go up the elevator. How to deal with customers. How to do payment plans, like how to set up your website so it takes payment so you don't have to deal, talk to people one-on-one every single time a person want to make an appointment. So imagine the conversations that my granddaughter is privy to. Imagine the people that I know, her mom know, my sister know, my brother know. They're birds of a feather flock together. So when we have conversations, we usually talking to other business owners, other people who doing their thing. You know what I mean? So the conversations that she gets to be around, compared to somebody who don't do nothing. And then I said entrepreneurship is the biggest self-development program you'll ever have. So while you're self-developing, your conversations become different. The way you speak become different. The words that come out your mouth are different. Because you're self-developing and you're learning. So how you speak to the child is even different. The things you say to a child are even different. Because if I'm self-development, she's getting all of this stuff from me. So if I'm self-developing, it's flowing over. The overflow goes to her. If you're not developing, there's nothing really going to your child. There's nothing going to your grandkids. There's nothing going to your nieces and nephews. Me self-developing, my vision board in 2020, I know how I was going to do it. I didn't even know if I could. But God said, write that vision board, and every year I write a vision board. My 2020 vision board, I had on there that I wanted a pool. Had no freaking idea how I don't even know those black single females with pools. I really don't. And I'm sure they're out there. I just don't know. And I said single. I know some who's married and they got a pool. And that's nothing wrong with that at all. But I had no idea how I would get a pool. I just know I wanted a pool. When I was growing up, my auntie and my uncle had a pool in their backyard. And we would have so many family events. We would have so much fun. My mom sent me to the Y. So that's how I learned, to the YMCA on Cleveland Road. And to the YMCA downtown. That's how I learned how to swim. So in that pool, I taught my cousins, several of my cousins, how to swim. My mom, we went to the Y, and a lot of times we went to camp. When you go to camp, my mom sent us to the Y downtown just on her own. But camp, we would go to the Y on Cleveland Road. They had a pool. So doing that's how I learned how to swim. So me teaching my cousins how to swim, because my mom taught me how. virtually sent me to swimming lessons and taught me how to swim. So with that, they got my overflow, and that's how they learned how to swim. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going on overflow. What I know, I teach other people. What I'm learning, I help other people. So go back to what I said. 2020 vision board. I wanted a pool. I printed out a house. I printed out a pool. I have a house. I just got my house in October 2019. Printed out a pool and some other stuff. And a Jeep, because I wanted me a Jeep. It's 2024. Y'all see that pool, don't you? It's 2024. Y'all see that pool. So I'm not playing with what I'm saying. I said I put on my vision board, I wanted a pool. Go through all this stuff, figured it out. But I got that pool. Now my granddaughter gets my overflow. She gets to come to her grandma's house and get in the pool. She's privy to a pool. In her mind, that's her pool. So now my granddaughter is privy to a pool because her grandmama had the vision to say, I want a pool. I don't know how I'm going to get a pool, but I want one. And because I want one, I'm going to put it on my vision board, and I'm going to start just working. And I'm going to start just letting God lead me. So what I was is I got that pool. I put it on there in 2020. Y'all see that pool at my house. So now my granddaughter has a pool because that pool, to her, that's her pool. But now my granddaughter is working on my overflow. So if she sees her grandmother doing what I do, it's normal for her to take action to do what she needs to do. That's normal for her. Like when I won Best Boss Female Entrepreneur 2022, I didn't even know. I cried on that phone. But when I went on that stage to accept my award, number one, my grandbaby wasn't having it not going on that stage. We are in the Florida Theater, and you know the Florida Theater is full and it has a balcony. I didn't get my awards until kind of late. My niece and nephew were there also. They went to sleep. My grandbaby stayed next to me, even though she started fidgeting and getting all antsy and stuff. Y'all saw her hair was all over the place. She didn't wrinkle the dress, her hair, but she was going on that stage. And I took her on that stage because I wanted her. First of all, she wasn't scared, and I thank you, Jesus, she wasn't. But she wanted to go on the stage. I wanted her to see. I wanted her to get used to looking at all those entrepreneurs and all of those black, beautiful faces. I wanted her to see greatness. That's why I wasn't gonna leave her, and she wasn't gonna let me leave her. I wanted her to see greatness. I wanted her to see her grandmother get up in front of all of these people and give a speech. I wanted that to be normal for her. So for me to get up on that stage and give my little speech, it's normal for my granddaughter. For me to get up on that stage and talk in front of all of those people, for me to operate in that room of entrepreneurs is normal for her. So what's normal for her has never even been seen by a lot of people, a lot of children. That's why it's our obligation to become the best version of ourselves, because we control what our kids see. And it's up to us if they're going to see greatness, see great versions of people, see healthy people, see people who have great mental health. It's up to us. So that's why people think I'm playing and this and this. You got this academy going and that. They think it's a game. It's not a game. It's huge. It's a game changer. And many people won't even join simply for the fact that you got to pay for it. They think that everything is free. It's only $97 a month. But they think that everything is free. If everything free was good, most stuff that you really value, you pay for it. If you value, amen, God is, if you value, you pay for it. Every mentorship I've taken, I paid for it because it was worth it. I paid $3,500 for a mentorship one time, and that's the buckets now. That was back in 2020. In 2020, I paid $3,500 for a mentorship. And it was worth every single freaking dime I paid. $3,500 then is about $5,000 now. I knew I needed the mentorship. I knew my family needed it. I knew that it would be a game changer. So I figured out how to pay for it. And them $3,500 I paid for that mentorship, I have made not just off income, off my peace. I have developed more businesses since that doggone mentorship. I've developed personally much more since I paid for that mentorship. And some people think $3,500 is crazy. I have a mentorship that I really want to pay a $25,000. If I had it, I would go and pay Myron Golden $25,000 for a mentorship. If I had it. If somebody want to bless me with 25 grand, just drop it on me. I'm paying a mentorship. I'm telling you. A real worth it. And if you don't know who Myron Golden is, look him up on YouTube. Start following him. You will learn so much. He's a black man with a gray beard. You want to grow? Follow. I'm dropping out free. I'm giving free game right now. But only people who are willing to self-develop are going to do it. The rest, I can throw it out there, but they're not going to pick it up. Child, she crazy. I don't know what she talking about. But yeah, you wish you were she. So instead of trying to know what I know, you rather secretly be in competition with me because you know you don't have the grit and the hustle that it takes to be and do what I'm doing. So instead, what people do is they develop secret animosity. And then they become competition instead of just learning. So many people I learned from, y'all. Oh my God. I open my mind up and listen. But again, you could, y'all. It's 12:53. And y'all think I'm playing when I said I was watching Sanford and Son. Look. I really was. It's 12:53. I'm home. I don't have nothing that I have to do. I'm going to go to the gym tonight. I might go get me a facial. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask my daughter if she got a spot where she could do me a facial. And then that's my daughter who has her own salon. So she already has a salon. In the salon, there's an extra room. She went to school to become an esthetician. Now, remind you, this girl, my daughter, has a college degree from Florida A&M University. After college, she got out, started working, purchased her house, and then she was doing braiding kids' hair on the side. And she was like, Mama, we were headed to go on a cruise. She said, Mama, I make more money braiding hair than I do at this job. She sat there and we were talking and she calculated how many heads a day she needed to do and what she needed to charge in order to leave her job. I think my daughter left her job 2 weeks after that. That was in 2020, late 2022, early 2023. She left her job. She started doing hair. Kids braids only. Kitty Braids by Mo, ages 2 to 12. She got a salon suite. Was in the salon suite for over a year. Now she has her own salon. So with the salon, and she's the only one in her salon, it has an extra room in the back. In the front, actually, with a whole bathroom in that room. She decided to go to school for esthetician. So now she's an esthetician. So she has the other room set up to do facials and waxes. So one room does facials and waxes, and the main room is where the salon is, where it's set up just for the little girls. Now imagine me never leaving corporate America, never starting my business. If my daughter would have came to me and said something like, Mom, I think I'm going to leave this corporate job and get me a hair salon, I probably would have discouraged her because I wouldn't have known any better. Yeah, I would have. I'm pretty sure I would have. I probably would have did her like my mama did me when I started cleaning. My mom was like, Kiki, I know you're doing your cleaning, but you shouldn't leave that job. That's a good job. And I was an underwriter at Bank of America, and that's technically a good job. I was miserable. I hated it. I hated going to work. I hated putting in the parking lot. I hated that I had to work so much overtime. I hated that they told me when to come in and when to get off. I hated that they controlled my life. What they paid me is what I had to live off of. So that means my entire lifestyle was built behind them. I was not in control of my destiny. My entire lifestyle was built off what Bank of America was paying me. That's a prison. Now I can make zero. I can make 200,000, but it's all dependent on me. We're just often taught that we have to depend on somebody else to eat. And, you know, black people, shoot, I'm grown. I go to work. I make my own money. Da 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 da. We have to depend on somebody else to eat. Once we learn that we can actually depend on ourselves to eat, and then start learning how to do it, we experience ultimate freedom. We now experience our freedom once we learn that we don't have to depend on someone else to eat. Bank of America controlled my entire lifestyle. What they paid me is what is all I could live off of. I'll never become a millionaire. I'll never become rich. I'll never become financially free. I'll never nothing. I may never become rich now, but at least I know that I possess the tools so that maybe my grandbaby might be a billionaire. Maybe she'll be a millionaire. Maybe she'll be a billionaire. I'm praying that over her. But I possess the tools to get her there. Had I still been working at the bank, I wouldn't even possess the tools to get her to that status. I wouldn't have possessed the tools. I wouldn't have possessed the knowledge, the mindset, nothing. So I could have damn near guaranteed, I'm a battery going low. I could have guaranteed that she'll never be rich. I could have guaranteed that she'll never be able to be self-sufficient. And by us not doing things like that, we're guaranteeing our future, our children's future, our children's children's future. You get what I'm saying? I can guarantee now that when I'm gone, a lot of lessons, a lot of mindset, a lot about business, she'll always have. I'll leave behind something with her. I'll leave something behind. The lessons that she's learned. Hopefully I'll leave some money. I know I'm going to leave behind a house with a pool. I'll leave a lot of business acumen with her. So I'm guaranteeing success. I'm guaranteed that she'll possess the knowledge, and I hope that she keeps it going. I really do. But at least I know that I would have set her up for it. Many of us, we won't set out. We're not even leaving them with anything. We want them to be set up, but we're not leaving them nothing to set up with. We're not giving them tools to build the house. We're not giving them a foundation for anything. We're not. So we have to ask ourselves, what foundation are we leaving for our children? Or will every generation have to start over and start over? You can never build always having to start over. Every generation is every man for himself. Every man for himself. Nobody leaves nobody nothing. And I'm not just talking about money. Yes, we would like to leave money. We would like to leave assets. But what type of mindset are we leaving for the next generation? Or will every generation always have to start over and over and over and over? Those are just my food for thoughts. I pray you all have a blessed day. And just remember, get in now. Rising CEO Academy is now enrolling. Our first mentorship session will be August 15th at 7 p.m. held via Zoom. If you are at a point where you want to learn more, you want to grow, rise as an entrepreneur, and Rising CEO Academy is catered to the aspiring and current entrepreneur. If it's something you just want to learn, I want to see what they do, how stuff works. Invest the $97. It's $97 a month. Invest that in yourself. I mean, damn, you damn near spent $97 at Juicy Crab. They've invested in themselves to know how to pull $97 out your pocket easily. Invest in your mindset. Invest in your knowledge. Start that entrepreneur journey. And remember, I'm telling you, we're enrolling. So one day when we blowing up, we up and growing. Like, dang, I should have went on and did it. I could have been that much further. And I'm saying, yeah, you should have, but you can still always join. Because this is going to be a thing. I'm telling you, this is a thing. It's just so new that sometimes the aspiring entrepreneur is the hardest one to convince. Because they're not used to taking courses that don't come with grades. They're not used to, going to school for no reason. You get what I'm saying? That's why I don't call it no reason. But I mean, most time you go and you take a class, it's for a reason to get some type of degree or certificate. The reason on this one is to enhance your income. Most time when you go to college, yeah, it enhances your income because it give you a little raise. Or you can get a better job, but you're still on the slave factory because you can't work for yourself. So you paid to make more money. And damn near sometimes what you paid is the increase. So you're still breaking even. Because now you got the student loans, all you done paid it out, but you're still kind of breaking even. Because now you make more money, but you spend all this money. So it's still even. You didn't really gain any ground. It looks good to say, I got this degree. Like I saw somebody put on Facebook the other day, they was like, Dear Corporate America, this degree cost me $120,000. You cannot just pay me $45,000. I said, I did not say it because I wanted to. No, you overpaid. This is what it's worth. This is what you paid. Just because you paid something for something doesn't mean that's what it's worth. You paid $120,000 for a degree that's worth $45,000. They got you. You got shitted. You just was too young to know it. That's just like me saying, you know how you buy a car? And you buy a car, it's 20 grand. As soon as you pull off the lot, it's worth 19 grand. And you think you're going to turn it back around and sell it for 20 grand. They say, no, I will only buy it back for what it's worth. That's your college degrees and sometimes. Just because you paid $120,000 for the degree don't make it worth $120,000. You just overpaid. Sorry. I've overpaid for a degree. I'm not using them degrees. I have developed so much more business acumen. And I have a business degree. I've developed so much. That business degree, all it did was just help me get a job. And even in the job, I ain't use a damn degree. That was just a way of weeding people out. To make you think that you're better than somebody else or you're more qualified because you have this overpaid degree. Dumb shit. Just stupid. So, I'm not telling you what I heard. I'll tell you what I did. I overpaid for a degree that I don't use. All these businesses that I run, I don't use that degree not one bit. Everything that I've learned has been through mentorships, books, and podcasts. Mentorships, books, and podcasts. Everything that I've learned, which have all, yes, the mentorship cost me, mentorship, they do cost, but they're not like don't cost like a college degree. Books, $30 maybe. Podcasts on YouTube are free. YouTube University has taught me so much more than FSCJ ever did. And I paid for that at FSCJ. They made it seem like that degree that they offered was valuable. It shitted me into thinking that it was valuable in my young mind, and everybody around me telling me that it was valuable, and it wasn't. It just got me a job on slave factory. It just made me dependent on somebody else to feed me. Now, had I not took the student loan out, I'd be better off financially. Had somebody told me this years ago, I'll be better off financially because I wouldn't have the student loans on my credit. So, Rising CEO Academy, where entrepreneurs rise together. We rise together. I know that this can help a lot of people, but I'm not gonna beg them. My job is to put the information out there. It's up to the people if they want to eat it up. I'll never know. So I'm out of here. Talk to y'all later.